I love a good Swedish smorgasbord. It's got all the meats, the cheeses, the bread, the butter, the vegetables, the pickles. And if you've got a good one, it's got the Gravlax.
Oh, that's the best part for me.
Yes.
So today I'm going to show you how to make homemade Gravlax, and it's different from smoked salmon or lox or nova in that it's not smoked. It's just cured, so it has a really clean flavor and a luscious, silky texture. And it's easy to make. You just need a handful of ingredients and 3 days.
3 days.
That's it.
All right.
So here we have a beautiful piece of salmon. This is a 1 pound center cut piece of salmon, and the skin is still on to help hold the fish together and make it easier to slice. You can use farm raised or wild caught. I kind of love the farm raised because it has a little more fat and a little more of a luscious texture, but wild works well too.
It's a little more buttery. Yes.
Yep. All right, now to start, let's start off right. A little brandy. Now you only want about 3 tablespoons, and we're just gonna drizzle it over the salmon. And this helps flavor, obviously. Also helps the salt and sugar stick, so it helps the curing process. Now for the salt and sugar. Most recipes call for white sugar, but we found that light brown sugar just adds a little more of that flavor, that earthy, molassesy flavor,
Right.
which is nice. So this is 1/3 cup of packed light brown sugar, 1/4 cup of kosher salt. If you can use kosher salt, it's ideal because you want the coverage because the grains are bigger.
Right.
But if you're using table salt, use half the amount.
Gotcha.
Now I'm just mixing these together. You want to break up any clumps, and then we're just going to pack it on. It's really incredibly easy. And you know, I've bought this stuff over the years, but once I learned how to make it, it's a game changer. It tastes so much better. You want to make sure all the flesh is really covered with this salt and sugar mixture. And of course, this will melt and make a liquid, and then we'll baste the fish with the liquid as it cures. Gotcha. That looks pretty good. On top you go. All right, last but not least, some dill, the classic flavoring for Gravlax. This is fresh dill, and it's all the little delicate leaves on top. Just want to give it a rough chop. This just imparts that licorice flavor that's so iconic with good Gravlax.
Absolutely. Dill is a must when it comes to Gravlax.
So that is a cup of freshly chopped dill. All right, we're going to pack the dill all on top. All right, now we're going to weigh it down. That helps make the salmon more firm and helps the curing process. So we're going to cover the salmon with some plastic wrap. And then we're gonna take another little dish. You could use a plate. I like using this little casserole dish because it has sides that hold in the heavy cans.
Very nice.
Yeah, you wanna weigh it down a little bit. You can use bricks, you can use anything heavy you have in your house, but cans, they're always in the kitchen. So this has to cure in the fridge for 3 days. Now every day we're gonna go in there and just baste the salmon with any juice that comes out just to help it cure faster.
Great. I'll get the door.
At Cooks Illustrated, we're food nerds. That's why every recipe we develop involves research, cooking science, and rigorous testing by our team of expert test cooks, before being tested by our dedicated community of 40,000 home cooks. Only the highest rated recipes earn a place in our award-winning magazine. Every issue features our latest recipes and discoveries, cooking tips, and equipment and ingredient reviews. Our step-by-step photos and hand-drawn illustrations show you exactly how to succeed. What you won't see, even a single page of advertising. We've worked for home cooks like you for over 30 years. So, are you ready to become the best cook you know? Subscribe to Cooks Illustrated magazine at cooksillustrated.com today.
So let's take a look at what's happening during those 3 days of the curing of the salmon. The salmon fillet is buried under a substantial amount of salt and sugar, and then weighted down. Salt and sugar both draw moisture out of the flesh, making it firmer. We often salt or brine meat in advance of cooking it. The salt helps to loosen the protein structure and make the meat more tender. In this recipe, we're using a much higher concentration of salt, which causes some of the muscle protein to dissolve. This weakens the structure of the muscle, and in conjunction with the steady pressure from the weight, it gives the fish a unique, silky, compact texture. The high concentration of salt also inhibits the growth of microbes, so the Gravlax is safe to eat for an entire week, even without cooking.
All right, here's some salmon that's been sitting in the fridge curing for a day. So you can see all that liquid, that's some of the juice coming out of the salmon, but that's also the sugar and salt that have dissolved. And so now you just want to take that liquid and just really baste it back over the fish. This just helps speed up the curing process. And it's also fun to take a look at it. Nothing too complicated here, just making sure it's nice and evenly moistened all over the top. All right, so back under the plastic, under the weight. I'm gonna reverse the weights this time so it weighs down different parts of the salmon. Back in the fridge it goes again. 3 days in total, every day you baste it. All right, this salmon has been curing for 3 days and it is ready to taste. Let's take off the weight, take off the plastic, and you can press on it. You feel that it's really firm. It's very different than it was when we started out.
Oh, it's really firm.
It's a totally different texture. So that's how you know it's time to eat it.
Well, my belly says it's time to eat it.
So we're just gonna scrape off a lot of this dill. A little of it on the salmon's nice, but you really don't wanna eat all of that. All right, so that looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna lift it out of the pan. You wanna get it dried off. So I have some paper towels here. All right, just gonna pat it dry nice and thoroughly. Then it's time to slice it. What you want is a nice, long, thin slicing knife, good and sharp. This gratin edge, make sure it doesn't stick to the salmon as it slices through and it's nice and flexible. Working at a severe bias, just wanna slice nice and thin. You can just see the knife going through it, but it's still a solid piece.
Right. So you don't want to have to read the newspaper through it. You know there's a newspaper there.
Exactly.
All right.
Very good. You don't want to fold them up too much, but I think it just looks nice on a platter. Makes it easier to pick up if you're having a party. Yeah, growing up, this was one of the standard appetizers we had at my house on this German black bread. So I'm gonna make you what I think you should have on this.
She does this often when we dine out.
Here's what you're having. Here's how you'll eat it. So this is a little bit of creme fraiche. Next, a few shallots, and I like putting them right on top of the creme fraiche. That way they stick. This is a JCD special right here. 2 cucumbers and a radish.
How preppy.
It is pink and green.
I love both these things. You get that little melony taste to it, and then that little bit of peppery bitterness. Lovely.
All right, now, main event here, a little bit of Gravlax. I do heavy portions on the Gravlax, as you can tell. I don't skimp. If you're having it, you're having it. There we go. Last but not least, a few chives.
Lovely. Picking up on that fresh onion flavor there.
Yep. Also, I just like the color against the salmon. I think it just looks pretty. You want to try a little creme fraiche?
Sure.
Just a hair. And that is how I serve Gravlax.
All right, I'm going to slide this down so I get a little bite of everything.
The texture of the Gravlax is just so silky. Like you can't bite the silky, you have to make it.
You're right. Completely different texture. Really buttery. Ultra silky. And beautifully seasoned too. Every bite gets better. I do love the bread with it too. That was super easy.
Yeah.
Really straightforward and so elegant. Thank you so much. You want to make some Gravlax at home now, don't you? Well, you need to coat the salmon with brandy, brown sugar, salt, and dill, weigh down the fish during curing, and baste once a day for 3 days. From America's Test Kitchen, silky, succulent, and simple to make Gravlax. You can get this great recipe and all the recipes from this season, along with product reviews and select episodes. Those are all on our website, americastestkitchen.com/TV.
This is a celebration.
We hope you enjoyed this video as much as we enjoyed making it.
Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel.
And if you're ready to take your cooking to the next level, head over to americastestkitchen.com and get a free all-access trial membership.
While you're there, you can sign up for our free email newsletters and download our app.
With unlimited access to over 14,000 of our Test Kitchen recipes and 8,000 product reviews, you'll have everything you need to cook and learn.
So I ask, what are you waiting for?
Let's make something great together.